Hello, South Korea. I'm Paul Feig, director of the new movie, The Housemaid, that is coming to South Korea right now. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that you sent to me, very happily so. When I first read the script and then read the book, I really just loved the twists and the turns of it. I loved the idea of getting to fool an audience with some big surprises. And I just thought the chance to work with these characters was just so much fun. They're just all such interesting characters, and the situation and the book that it's based on, written by the great Frida McFadden, is really just fun and twisty and turny, and I couldn't wait to put it on film. When the script was first sent to me, Siddney was actually already attached to it, and I've been dying to work with Siddney. I think she's one of our most amazing young actors out there right now. So that was a real dream, because I'd seen her in a movie called Reality years ago and just thought, wow, she's really got a deep talent. And then Amandasaifried is somebody I had coffee with 10 plus years ago in New York, and we were just always kind of wanted to figure out something to work together on. And when this came up, it just seemed like such a perfect role for her. She did a TV series called The Dropout, in which she played a character that has a lot of different sides to her, and that made me feel like, okay, she's perfect for this role. And then Brandon had just worked with my friend Blake Lively on It Ends With Us, and she kept telling me during production, oh my gosh, this guy is so amazing, and he's so talented and handsome and funny. And so I had lunch with him, and the minute he walked in, I was like, okay, you got the job. You are the perfect Andrew. And then Michaela Morone is somebody I worked with on my last movie, Another Simple Favor, and I just love the guy, and he's so talented and handsome and just really a great person. So I had my dream cast. Well, that's a hard one. It's like picking your favorite child, but there's a scene right in the middle of the movie, no spoilers, but where our three main characters have a bit of a showdown on the stairs in the front lobby, and I just think it's a really fascinating, tense, fun, and kind of a shocking scene that really sets you up for the whole second half of the movie. So you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. I think the whole third act, the whole last 20 to 30 minutes of the film are really tense and exciting, but really fun too. I mean, the audience, you'll see, audiences really get into it, and people get very vocal with it, and just have a great time watching this movie kind of come to its conclusion. Well, Rebecca Sonnenschein, who did the adaptation of the book into a script, did an amazing job, because it's really hard to turn a book into a movie, because a book is such a sprawling thing, and if you were to do it word for word, the movie would be 10 hours long. So she did a great job at kind of paring it down to 2-hour size, and then I was able to go into the book and restore some things that I thought the audience would really want. Some of the things that happened to Andrew, no spoilers again, but that I thought those things are really fun, and I think some of the things that Millie has put through, we just had to up the stakes a little bit to make them a little more exciting and visual on the big screen. And then as far as the parts that I think needed a bold departure, it was actually Rebecca Sonnenschein who first did this, which is the book ends in a very satisfying place for a book, but I didn't think it was a satisfying enough place for a movie. And so Rebecca, actually on her first draft of the script, added a whole extra ending. So if you know the book, you think you know the book, guess what? You're going to get a whole surprise, because there's a whole extra ending that is very satisfying and sort of ties everything up with the characters. So get ready for that. And again, it's just, I think what happens in the book is it's very, to read it, it's very internally terrible, but on the big screen, it just wasn't exciting enough or evocative enough for an audience. And so I think what we have Millie have to do up in the attic towards the end of the second act is really makes you ready for what happens in the third act. Let's just say that. I'm not giving any spoilers. That's right. Well, I'm going to go one better than that. If I had to do a South Korean remake of this movie, I've assembled who could be my dream cast. And this is with the help of my wife, Lori Feig, who is the world's biggest K-drama fan ever. She knows everything. She knows everybody. And so she helped me put this together. And so For Millie, I have three choices. I wasn't sure who. So first we have IU, the amazing IU, who we love. Then there's Kim Yoo-jung. Kim Yoo-jung could be a great Millie. And then also Bae Suzy. I think Bae Suzy could be an amazing Millie. And then as far as our other cast, we were thinking Nina could be played by Son Ye-jin. Son Ye-jin, who is amazing, who's in the new movie. Andrew would be played by Hyun Bin, who we think is amazing. And then for Enzo, Sao In-guk. And if I'm mispronouncing these names, please forgive me. Don't get mad at me. But I think they would all be really amazing in this film. I love thrillers, and I always consider my comedies to be sort of dramas that are funny, because you have to have the story and the characters and everything that happens be very emotionally true and have high stakes and be, enough to pull an audience through the film. And then with a comedy, like a straight up comedy, then we just add kind of the funny situations that illustrate what's happening dramatically underneath. But for a thriller, you're being very true to the genre itself. I love thrillers. I watch more thrillers than I do comedies, I have to say. I just love the high stakes of it. But what I realized is, the high stakes of thrills and scares and all that and tension are very closely linked to comedy. I did a movie called The Heat many years ago, in which Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy are being held by a bad guy. And at one point, the bad guy stabs Sandra Bullock in the leg with a knife and leaves, and they take it out, and then they realize they have a plan, but in order for the plan to work, the knife has to be back in her leg, and so Melissa McCarthy has to put the knife back into Sandra Bullock's leg, and the audience was screaming in horror and laughing at the same time, and that was the moment I said, wow, you can have both of those things, and then you can move an audience 10 times more by doing that. So I think that's what I like to bring. I like to be true to the genre, make sure that we're not having any laughs or comedy in the very serious parts, but in the parts that aren't as serious, or in the parts where retribution and revenge is taking place, where the audience is really happy that somebody is getting their comeuppance, then I think you have a lot of fun. And you'll see when you see the movie, that's where a lot of the laughs and the reactions from the audience come from. So get ready for that. I said from the very beginning, when I first assembled my team back together, who does all my movies with me, I said, this has to look like a Nancy Meyers movie that goes terribly wrong. So I wanted the house to be beautiful, the kitchen to be all whites and beautiful counters and beautiful curtains and wallpaper, and the whole house had to be very put together. And then my production designer, Elizabeth Jones, just did an amazing job taking that and just running with it. We found this house that we shot most of the movie inside, and finding that house was a big deal because that was a big character in the movie. And then just, getting that aesthetic right. And then, I worked with Renee Kalfas, who has done all my movies since A Simple Favor, and she's an amazing costumer, and just really knew that we wanted to, especially for Nina, we wanted Nina, because in the book, Nina's always wearing white, and we didn't want it to be redundant, so Renee really worked hard to have this kind of beautiful cream-colored wardrobe that's always different for Nina, but looks very expensive. And then with Andrew, making him just very buttoned up, but still kind of cool, casual, business casual all the time. So he looks like the perfect husband. And then Millie, we just really wanted her to feel like she's a woman who lives out of her car, who has very few possessions, who wears the same things over and over again. And it was really important to Sydney for that realism. And I think it looks great. So there you go. I do. Get ready. This movie is already a giant hit all over the world. And for a good reason. And I say this immodestly because I directed it, but because this cast is so good, because the material it's based on is so good. The book by Frida McFadden is an amazing book. Rebecca Sonnenshine's amazing script is so much fun. And it just resulted in a great movie that is so much fun to be in a theater with, your friends with. Bring a big group of friends. get a bunch of snacks, and get ready to have a great time, because this is what movie theaters were made for. Sure, you can always eventually watch a movie on television, but a movie like this was engineered and made for you to sit in a theater and react with other people and scream and laugh and hide your face and do all the things to let all your tension out. You'll have a great time. So I hope you love the Housemaid as much as we all do and the rest of the world does. In South Korea, I hope to visit you very soon. Like I said, Lori Feig, my wife, is the world's biggest K-drama fan, and she's been there twice. And I hope to be there again soon. And I would love to raise a drink with all of you. So thanks so much, Paul Feig, director of The Housemaid. Please go see it. I hope you have a great time. Goodbye.